Hi people, today we're going to be talking about The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. It's a contemporary book, so we are going to have witches in nowadays life, which I find it's amazing because the idea for the plot of this book, it's something unique and new. I never seen something like that, and it represents like we are in our world, and normal people who are called shaders in this book are people who have no magic. And humanity is destroying the earth. It's like the climate change we are living nowadays, with all the things that are being done to our planet and how it's affecting everything. And we have like storms and tornadoes, and and the earth is raising the temperature and all of that. And so we have in this book, we have witches who are tied to the different 4 seasons, winter, spring, and so on. And different witches have different powers depending in what season they are born. And the idea in the book is that witches are working to somehow stop or make less important the changes that humanity is inflicting into the planet. And I think that's a very great idea. We have, I think that climate change, it's something that's very important, and we should be taking more care with what's happening out there and how we are affecting, the ecosystems, and not only in global warming, which is important, but also how it's affecting the different species, plants, animals, everything that lives in the same planet that we do. So I like this idea that we have witches who are working with humanity to try to counterbalance and do some, damage control, so to speak. So as I said, we have witches who are tied to different seasons depending on where they are born. And we have our main character called Clara, and she is what's called an Everwitch. What does it mean? It means that her powers are tied to seasons, that she can access theoretically all the powers of the different seasons, and that her powers doesn't rise or wane depending on the on the season. For instance, if you have a winter witch, she is not going to be very good with her powers in spring or something like that. So they are very tied to the seasons, as I said before. And every witch should be able to access all the powers. But the thing is, it's been like 100 years since the last ever witch. So we have Clara, and Clara at the beginning of the book, she's very kind of afraid of using her powers because it looks like her magic, it's a bit unreliable in the way that in the very beginning of the book we learn that her magic, she lost control and her best friend died. Apparently also her parents died because of her magic. And she is repressing her power, her abilities, her magic, because somehow her magic targets the people that she loves and goes for them, and if she isn't careful, kills them. So she's in this very awful situation in which she has to choose, sacrificing literally the people she loves in order to have magic to help save the planet and do whatever it is that witches do. So I have to say that I relate in the way in which Rachel Griffin told the story of Clara, how the inner struggle that she has, because she wants to help, but at the same time, she is being isolated, she's been kept apart of all the people, she lives alone in a cabin in the woods while the other witches go to school and live on the dorms and everything, so she's always kept apart, so she doesn't get, very close to people, and that's not a life that she really wants to live. She wants to get rid of her powers, and she's thinking of a way of doing that. So, that she can live a normal life, and she doesn't want to have these deaths that she thinks that she has caused inside of her, remembering those things for which she blames herself. So I think Clara is an amazing character because, she's a young woman, and she wants to have like a normal life, and she feels like she has to choose between the ability of doing magic, of being this apparently very powerful Everwitch, or being a normal person. And witches want to be witches, but they don't have the downfall that she seems to have, that all the people that she loves are in danger of her abilities. So yeah, I love this conundrum that she has about what I should do, what I'm gonna do moving forward. And this is something that I love about this character. Let's say that she has different mentors in the book, things happen, and she ends up mentoring with a guy called Sang, and he's a spring witch. And yeah, they began this relationship, which is like friendship. She has someone she can count on, and Sang is a very nice guy. And I love how she began to see herself for the first time, as Sang sees her, someone who, you know, matters, who has a choice, who has abilities that she shouldn't be ashamed of, you know, mastering. And they kind of find a way of making things work, or don't they? I'm not going to say much more. I have to say that I did love this book, this topic, as I say, about having seasonal witches that are trying to do control damage about the things that humanity is doing to the planet. This is something that I love. And also, I did love the character of Clara, and as I say, the conundrum that she has about, do I want to be magic or I want to be human? And you know, I love how far she goes during the book. To be honest, towards the end, it gets a bit repetitive because it seems like we have moved on from this idea of my magic hurts people, I have to be kept apart, I have to tie all kind of relationships with everyone. And she falls again onto this topic. But I think that she's a young adolescent, and so, you know, she's afraid something happens that re-sparks that fears on her. So I cannot understand where the author is going with that. And I like the idea towards the end of, you know, well, I'm not going to say what happens at the end, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I just couldn't put it down. I began devouring it, the way in which it's written, and the different things and different ways that she has to try to control her magic, and how she begins to realize that maybe magic isn't as bad as she thought she was, and maybe there is hope for her. And yeah, I mean, for me it was amazing, and especially I love Sang is an amazing character too, the way in which he kind of tempers her, like provides this tranquility and the state of mind in which she can use her magic and, you know, be herself, and how they began to construct their relationship. But also there is a character that I really want to have a spin-off or something about her, but she's Paige. Paige is amazing. She had a relationship with Clara in the past, and yeah, they didn't end in very good terms because, as I said, Clara kind of cut all kind of relationships she had because she doesn't want her magic to, you know, to affect others or to hurt others. So she broke up with Paige in a very way. And yeah, I love how Paige, at the very beginning, it's kind of an antagonist for Clara, saying things like, you should be able to be helping us with magic and to help the planet, and you're not, you're a coward. And I love, Paige is an amazing character. I love how she changes when she says Clara, and when she really sees her. There's a moment in the book in which she says to her, I see you, right, really see you, not like you expect people to see you or to project the way you project who you are. I know who you really are, and I love that. And yeah, Paige is an amazing character. And yeah, I did love the story and the concept and the magic, how it works. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be a second book in this series. It's going to come in August. I haven't read it, but I have seen some reviews from lucky people who have read it, and it looks like it has animals, and I cannot wait to see this one, because this one, it's more like seasons and plants and different, you know, maelstroms and tornadoes and storms and everything. And there's a cat called Nox, which I love. I had forgotten to talk about the cat. So yeah, I want to see what the second book explores. And yeah, I mean, it's a very amazing, sweet, well-narrated book that makes you think, as I say, about climate change and what it takes to be your own person, and how you should never have to say, excuse me, for being yourself, and that the world should be able to house everyone in it, and stop judging people or stop wanting to project into people and saying you have to do this, and kind of respect the different decisions that people have. And also finding your own strengths and letting go of the fears that doesn't let you, you know, move forward, and being brave enough to say, okay, this is who I am, and this is where I stand, and this is, you know, this is me. So yeah, pick this one up because it's amazing. Thank you for watching. Bye.